Hi, everybody. Welcome back to The Silver Lining. I am your host, Juliette Valle, and today I am so happy to have a very special guest. Please welcome Miss New York, Lauren Mollela.
Hey everyone.
Hi, Lauren. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So my first question for you is when and how you first got involved with the Miss America organization, and what do you believe you learned along the way that led you to your Miss New York win?
So I actually began in the Miss America organization as an outstanding teen. Back when I was 15, I started competing and I actually held the Miss New York's outstanding teen title. So I'm the first woman in New York to hold both the teen and the Miss title, which is super exciting.
So cool.
But I think one of the things I learned competing and holding a teen title was that there really is nothing that you can't accomplish if you really set your mind to it and you work towards it. It may not be an immediate goal or instant gratification, but you will achieve it if you keep that perseverance intact. And I think that really helped me as a Miss because, working towards a nonprofit, working for nonprofits is not always as easy as people think it is. And that determination and work ethic really served me well.
Definitely. And I love that you say the word perseverance. It's one of my favorite words. You know, perseverance can pull you through anything. And congratulations on having both that teen and Miss title. What an accomplishment. That's so cool.
Thank you.
So my next question for you is how many titles did you serve under the Miss New York organization? And how do you think those years of service changed you as a person? And furthermore, how do you think those years of service prepared you to tackle on a tough year as Miss New York?
So I actually competed in New York twice. I held the title of Miss Copper City, and then I actually moved and did my master's in Connecticut, and I held a local title in Connecticut. And then I came back to New York, and I held Miss Upstate New York before I won Miss New York. So 3 local titles, only 2 of which were in New York. But I actually think crossing state boundaries really opened my mind to a lot of different aspects of being a title holder. So when you're a local title holder, you obviously serve your community first and foremost. But you also do a lot around your state, more than a lot of people outside the organization may realize. And that community service and that branching of a network really broadened my horizons to what it means to be an advocate and what it means to be a representative. And I think that helped me a lot during this year as Miss New York because, well, we started out and we had a lot of unknowns just in the world and in the Miss America organization. So being able to roll with the punches, being vulnerable and relatable to the people you represent, I think made me a better service-oriented individual and a better title holder all around.
Absolutely. Yeah, dealing with this very unique situation that we went through must have been very challenging as a title holder. But I think part of being a title holder is being able to roll with the punches and deal with whatever situation comes to you and serve your state the best you can. So you dealt with a very unique circumstance, but I'm sure you handled it super well.
Oh, thank you. It's a blessing to look at my Miss America class. I'm sure that you've seen all the incredible things they're doing. And now as some of us have stepped down from our titles from 2019, we're having new women join the class. And everybody's outlook has just been so positive and reinforcing the values of sisterhood and what it means to serve a community. And that support and knowledge is worth more than gold.
Yeah, so you were Miss New York 2019, and I guess I have just a little mini question. Is there a new Miss New York 2020 that has been crowned?
No, so New York chose to take this year to step back and really focus on the organization so that when they crown a Miss New York 2021, she will have all the same opportunities afforded to the rest of our Miss New York legacy.
I really like that, actually. And I also see on the Miss New York Instagram that they're focusing a lot on, you know, the local title holders and all their accomplishments, which I find to be very cool.
Yes.
So this is a long question. Got to get ready for this one. This is Lauren's scholastic career. Everyone get ready. Okay. So you earned your master's in psychology from the Sacred Heart University in Connecticut, great school, and your bachelor's of science in psychology, Bachelor of Science pre-med from Troy University, and you are a graduate of Dutchess Community College. I also read at the age of 25, you are an instructor in physics, biology, and psychology departments at Dutchess Community College, and you fulfilled the role while serving as Miss New York for your 2019-2020 reign. In your Miss New York bio, I also see that your career aspiration is to be a doctor on a veteran medical care team. Wow. So what inspired you to choose this career path? And how did you balance such a rigorous academic schedule, teaching job, and your year as Miss New York? That's like, and I also put in parentheses, are you a superhero?
Yeah, so I actually, psychology was always a passion for me, but I always actually thought I would be a doctor. That was kind of the plan. And I ended up doing some of my rotations with disabled veterans. And I kind of felt like, though I was rehabbing them physically, I felt like I was letting them walk out the door with all of these mental health issues and emotional problems that we weren't addressing. So I decided before med school I would take the time to do my master's in psych. And I really focused on PTSD and suicide prevention. And afterward, I just couldn't walk away. So I actually just moved to Indianapolis, and I'm starting my doctorate program next Thursday.
Yay!
So cross your fingers for me, because I am still teaching full time. So I moved away from Miss New York and teaching full time, but now I'll be in school full time and teaching full time. So just as busy, but I have always thrived with a busy plate. I have had trouble in the past overextending myself. I think that's one of the things that I focused on a lot during my year as Miss New York, is that it's not always wrong to say no.
Yeah.
And I think that those of us who are overachievers and who want to create change and lasting impacts, we all have that problem at one point in our life where we overextend ourselves. We say yes too much. So balancing the job of Miss New York and balancing a full-time teaching load was definitely a struggle, but it was also a challenge, and a challenge that I conquered.
Yes, 100%. And I like that you say that, because you're obviously an overachiever, but you don't want to spread yourself too thin. It's okay to say no. It's okay to take a day for yourself, even when you are Miss New York and a professor and a student and a superhero.
Well, we're all just people, so we all deserve a little mental health time every once in a while.
I couldn't agree more. So your Miss America talent, I saw pictures of you in your like American flag tutu, which I thought was so cute, is ballet on point. And I want to know how and when you got started in dance performance. I actually did ballet since the age of 3, and I did point from the age of 10, and then I stopped at around age 14. And I just recently got back on it. That is tough.
Welcome back.
Thank you. My toes are bloody again. So tell me all about that. I want to hear all about it. I just want people to know that it's not an easy thing to do, and it hurts your feet a lot.
Yes, it's definitely rigorous on the body. I started ballet in particular when I was 3. And I trained all through high school. I had the opportunity to dance with New York City Ballet. I danced with the Connecticut Ballet Theater. I danced with ABT Bermuda. So I traveled a lot for ballet. And I don't know if this is actually in my bio, but I have scoliosis. So when I was entering my young 20s, late teens, I kind of faced a choice whether to continue professionally dancing or to pursue academia. And I chose to pursue academia because I love helping people with my brain just as much as I love sharing my emotions with my body through ballet. But I've never really walked away from it. So I danced with my school company in college. I helped run the program at Sacred Heart as a graduate assistant, and I've continued teaching. So it's just something that's always been close to my heart. I think it's an outlet for me. It's my escape from reality, as people say. It fills my soul cup. So I'm glad you enjoyed my performance.
I did, and I love the costumes, and I did read that you also are a choreographer in your bio, and so you're still keeping up with it. It's always going to be a part of you, but that is a tough choice to walk away from. You know, I didn't have the talent to be a professional ballerina, and I'll say that candidly, because I just think it requires, you know, a certain type of gift. I was good, but I wasn't that level. But I really wanted to continue my education at Miami City Ballet. But I realized I'm better at musical theater, which is my major now, and I walked away from that. But I am still able to keep dance in my life because I take ballet, and you know I still dance in theater. So it's like you said, it's something that will always be a part of you. But you made the right choice for sure, and you got to perform ballet at Miss America. So
yeah, one of my best friends, actually, it's so funny you say that, such a small world. She actually left when we were, I think, 13 or 14, and she moved to Miami to dance with Miami City Ballet. So you might have to know her. You might have to check up with her. We'll see after our video.
Oh my gosh, she's got all the connections. So this is my favorite question. I want to know what your Miss New York crowning moment was like, how you felt, what that feeling was like, knowing that you were going to get to represent your state. I want to know all about it.
I had a very unique outlook on Miss New York because I was an outstanding teen, and my Miss the year I won was Caitlin Monty, who was first runner-up to Miss America that year. And the women that I proceeded to watch compete at a Miss level and then subsequently win the next few years were all three of the most recent and then fourth Miss America. So we had those incredible women that were a part of our Miss New York sisterhood and legacy. So not only did I have outstanding role models that served as Miss New York, but they then went on to become Miss America and start like national campaigns and change that was tangible, that you could not just see and hear about, but that you could witness. And so being Miss New York was this goal that I had, but not just because I wanted a crown or a sash, but because I knew what it meant and I knew what you could do with it.
Right.
And so in that moment, I don't know if you've watched the video, but I literally just start shaking and sobbing because I was so overwhelmed, not just in that moment, but with the task that I knew that I was taking on for the next year.
I mean, it is a huge task. I've gotten the pleasure of speaking with a lot of girls from your class. Oh, before I forget, Jade Glad, Miss New Jersey, says hi. I just spoke to her.
And she's awesome. She just had a birthday.
Oh, did she? And
she did.
She's so nice. And she said, I roomed with Miss South Dakota and then Laura Molella, Miss New York, and I brought pillows to rehearsal. And I was like, I'm interviewing her next. So she says hi. I forgot where I was going with that. I just remembered to mention Jade. But no, I mean, it is such a huge responsibility as a state title holder. I've heard from many girls, that it's not easy and that it's an honor, but it's something that takes up your time and it's a big weight on your shoulders. So I can completely understand where you're coming from. I mean, I only can dream of becoming a state title holder, but the preparation kind of, builds up to that. But you do have certainly excellent role models. I mean, with you have Mallory Hagan, who's Miss America 2013, and Nina Davalori, who was Miss New York, Miss America 2014, then Kira Kazantsev, and then Nia Franklin. So Miss New York is like a great state and a tough state to win for sure. Yeah.
It's a good state. We have a great sisterhood there. Even now, after I've passed on my title for 2019, I'm still in a lot of contact with our Miss New York class. So watching them accomplish their goals and still helping and supporting them along the way is going to be a big part of this next year.
And you're still representing the organization, even though you are moving on and doing other things. I mean, you still agreed to do this with me, so you are still representing the organization. And I actually contacted when I found out that you were no longer currently holding the title of, the 2020. I contacted your organization. I said, would you still be willing to do an interview with me? They were like, oh yeah, Lauren. Oh, of course she would. She'd make time for you. I was like, oh, okay, thanks.
Absolutely.
We love her. So that just shows what kind of person you are, because they were like, oh girl, she'll be on that Zoom, don't worry. So my next question is about Miss America. I want to know what your experience was like, what being on the Miss America stage was like, and all that. I heard from Miss South Dakota that Mario Lopez was super short in person, but I want to hear even more because that was just one detail that surprised me.
I think the biggest thing for me, obviously Miss America pushes you to your limits as far as being busy and always on your A game. The schedule is pretty rigorous and you sleep when you can find time. So I definitely was a big proponent of the blanket and pillow on the go. But I think the biggest thing to take away from it is everyone has this outlook on when you put a group of women together, it can only end in chaos. And I think events like Miss America really highlight how false that is.
Right.
Yes, women can be emotional, and we are better at displaying that emotion sometimes because society allows us to do that. But we're also supportive, and we are incredibly blessed to witness sisterhoods like the Miss America organization that really bring that together and highlight it for the world.
I couldn't agree more. And I mean, from what I've heard from your class is that week, which was an odd week in a way because it was just a brand new experience, a brand new Miss America, having your sisters to rely on was so impactful for them. I mean, I've heard, girls from all different states talk about, girls across, the nation and saying that they're going to be in their weddings. And it's nice that there's that kind of sorority type sisterhood that you take away. And, you got through that challenging week together. So that's very important. I think
Absolutely. And even now, after Miss America, we lean on each other, not just for support in our own endeavors, but also to grow as individuals, like with the Black Lives Matter movement. And now with the upcoming election, we're taking the time to come together and learn from one another and grow our outlooks on life. I think that's just as important when you talk about sisterhood.
I couldn't agree more. So now I want to know about your social impact initiative. I see that you're very patriotic with the tutu and your aspiration to become a doctor on the veteran medical care team. And from what I understand, your social impact is also related to the military.
It is. My social impact is Voices of Honor. So it's a network that I've spent a lot of time and energy building that helps connect veterans with resources that they may not know are available to them. So it could be college scholarships, it could be work attire, it could be a number of things. And it's really close to my heart because I've had over 22 family members serve in the military.
Wow.
So not only have I personally witnessed their hardships, both physically and mentally, and the roads to recovery, but I also have seen it up close and personal with a lot of family and family implications. So working those inroads is very close to my heart and something I'm very passionate about.
Definitely. 22.
Yeah.
Wow, that is American family right there. You must be so proud of that. I mean, that must be something that you tell people all the time and they're like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, we definitely have a very strong inborn sense of patriotism in my family.
Well, and you're representing New York, so it's like the all-American perfect family. I love that. So, I mean, just your strong personal connection to your platform is so evident. I think that every girl has a personal connection to their social impact. And that's what makes it so motivating to see them, talk about it and, make changes in society. And I mean, it's part of your family, it's part of who you are. So seeing you preach about something that is so important to you and then develop it into a career path is quite amazing.
No, thank you. We're hoping that after the next 4 years of doctorate education, we'll finally be there, but
You
we'll see
definitely
how it rolls
will.
out.
I have no doubt. So my last question for you is my show's title is called The Silver Lining, which is all about finding positivity in every situation. So I'm wondering, what is the silver lining, about your participation in pageants? What was the best part of it all to you?
So I actually found pageants on my own through a family friend. But when I came home and told my mom I wanted to do pageantry, she was like, well, I actually was Miss Massachusetts. And so she came out with all these videos and talents and things I had never known. So I think one of the silver linings for me was just the closeness it brought between me and my mother. It was something for us to share. And even this past year as Miss New York, the time we spent on the road together and the time we spent talking and growing and developing, my goals for the year and then accomplishing that market plan was just something I hadn't anticipated. And so for me, that was definitely a silver lining of the year because it definitely took our relationship to a new level.
That is the sweetest answer I've heard to that question, and the only answer I've heard with that statement. Mom, if you're watching this, she always says, I love you. That's so sweet. I honestly can say that I would not be where I am without my mom, and I think the support of a mother is so lovely, and it's so nice that you got to follow in your mom's footsteps when she was Miss Massachusetts and you got to see her have that moment and then you had that moment. That must have been full circle for the both of you. But that's so nice. I like that answer was so heartwarming that moms, they make our world go around for sure. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, Lauren,
Shout out to all the moms.
out to Mrs. Mollela, Lauren's mom, Queen, Massachusetts Queen. We love her. So I don't know her, but I'm sure she's great because her daughter's Miss New York. So guys, please make sure to follow Lauren on social media. She is amazing. Please keep up with her and what she's doing. I'll link her personal account below and Miss New York's account because you got to keep up with the local title holders there too. And do you have a website that people should go to or a website for your social impact or anything else?
I do. It's called voicesofhonor.org.
So I'm definitely going to put that down below as well. And Lauren, thank you so much again. You are such a class act and an inspiration, and I'm really happy I got to meet you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for sharing your message with everyone.
Good luck with that teaching job and being a student. If there's anyone can do it, if anyone could do it, it's you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.